look in the eyes of my brother without shedding a tear for my brother. I really wanna try for my brother.
Yo, want to welcome you back. Thank you to everyone tuning in. This is volume 2, part 2 of the audio files with us, the InforMILLy Honest podcast, aka the AMS crew, right? And so one of these days we actually gonna unpack that for y'all that don't know who the AMS crew is. But shout out to everybody who does, who saw the podcast and was like, "Yo, the AMS crew is still together after all these years." Yeah, we are, and we just have fun having these conversations, and are grateful to y'all for tuning in and sending us your emails to informillyyhonestpodcast@gmail.com, and helping us to continue to have these conversations that help us to grow and challenge one another. So welcome back again. I do say we are doing the audio files. This is volume 2, part 2. Again, you should know, but just in case, this is a social experiment that was born out of a meme, and we use it as a means of continuing to grow inside of our relationship and friendship by exchanging music, saying what resonated with us, and then from the music that we get from our counterparts, saying what resonates with us from there. And so it's been great just being introduced to artists that I wasn't really familiar with, or being able to share older music, and it's just been great all around. And I welcome any opportunity that I can get to know these men that I love dearly even better. Our bonds mean the world to me, and to be able to continue to deepen and solidify those bonds, it's something I don't take for granted. And so that's a granted. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, we're not scrapping this one. This is the one we're going with. So yeah, hey, I don't care if you hear any of this. We're informal around here, and we want to keep it informal. So thank you to all of y'all who joined us. And by all means, I got to say it every time. If you're joining us and you're just listening to the audio, thank you, first of all. But I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to strongly encourage you to go over to the YouTube and get your eyes on these visuals that Adam has worked so diligently on. We're grateful to him. We appreciate him for it. And we just want to make sure that the homie's work can be appreciated by as many eyes as possible. And so we appreciate you if you're like, nah, I just want to tune in to these deep, illustrious voices of you gentlemen. Then by all means, that's cool too. But if you can, we just always want to encourage you, hop on over to the YouTube, join, like, subscribe, share, write us a review on Apple Podcasts. Any of it, we're grateful for it, and we're grateful for you. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you don't care that my eyes look mad tired. It's like 2:00 in the morning. Working hard for you. Peace, love. Enjoy the audio files. Volume 2, part 2 with Marcus and you dude. Peace. Marco, we pass this to you, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, my list. Okay, so I put Mick Jenkins' album Pieces of Man on there. I'm a pretty big fan of Mick Jenkins. I really love to listen to local artists that are very dope. And Mick Jenkins is a Chicago. I don't think he's a like Chicago. I think the word they use is implant or whatever.
Yeah.
But he is a really dope lyricist. His wordplay is up there. Like the way he uses words, I would dare to say that few artists can do it like that. And his references always hit home for me. He's just a very talented lyricist, and his content is what put it over the top for me. He is straightforward in his stances, and he just he just one of those artists for me that is pushing lyricism, and his content is not lacking at all. But this particular album, the production was really dope for me. Like uh this one stand out for me in his discography. Um Cleo Soul, Rose in the Dark, super dope, man. Like she is so talented. So talented. And again, like these two artists are kind of similar in the sense of their content is very, very strong. Like they like is no doubt about what they trying to, they trying to promote love and unity in their music, which is super dope. Cleo Soul, I actually just stumbled upon her. Like uh me and my girl just stumbled upon her on YouTube, another YouTube recommendation. But come to find out, she's been around for a little while. Um, she's positive, man, and very soulful. Um, the the music on here is so amazing. Like the instrumentals move me in itself, and then her lyricism is top notch. Smino is another young Chicago hip hop artist slash. I feel like he's kind of a vocalist also. But this album, Black Swan. Now, I stumbled upon him. Um, Actually, he does a lot of features for Chicago artists. Chance, like anybody you could think of, like Mick Jenkins. I'm pretty sure they did a lot of music. But he's always killed the features to me, and it made me look into him. And this album is so dope. I feel like he got his own sound. Is very. I feel like is kind of like soul R&B. Like I think it fuses those in a sense. And I love he has that Chicago type of style.
Mm-hmm.
Is a unique sound that Chicago has. That's why I think it's very dope. But one thing about him is he actually has a bit more content than the average Chicago. Just some of that stuff is kind of mindless, and he actually brings some type of vibe for me. So and then Little Dragon, Nabuma Rubber Band. Little Dragon been around for a while. They're like a Swedish electronic funk R&B type of band. Um, but I had to choose one of the albums, but I really just wanted to promote them because they're super dope. The lead singer, um, Yukami, I think is her name. But she has a super unique voice. I love that as a touch of soul in her voice. And I feel like her voice fits her, but if you see her, you would be like, dang, like, I wasn't expecting that for some reason. I don't know. It's a unique combination of sound to me. But this album in particular, um, it just got it has some type of sound that is unique to them. Electronic music is like hit or miss for me. And I will go out and say like it don't have very much replay value. Most of it for me. I mean, it's for other purposes, like other feelings. But anyway, I think they have enough varying, and they alternate in their sound so much that it's kind of hard to even categorize them too. But I really just love the lead singer so much, and their variety of music that they make. So that's that. Little Dragon.
All right. I'm gonna do a quick synopsis and then give you my two. Quickly, the Little Dragon group, I thought they were cool. It gave me like an 80s feel, almost like Prince-like sometimes, that I really liked. I thought her voice was unique as well. It almost gave me like, I really like the soundtrack to the movie Drive, which is like all just music note. Yeah. I thought I got a similar feel to that. You know what I'm talking about, the movie, the soundtrack?
Yeah.
I'm only laughing because you made the reference in the last one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Everything
Well,
reminds you of the movie Drive.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a
Hey,
good
man.
movie though.
I gotta watch it again.
I really like that soundtrack, so it means a lot. And I liked, it gave me that feel. It gave me a good feel. I appreciate her unique voice as well. And I'll say that
you should
my
listen
favorite.
to Tame Impala.
They
They are like that music.
Yeah, I love Tame Impala too, man. Clap Clap is my favorite song on this album.
I like that song.
And the production is incredible. I think on that
There's
joint.
a video. They got a video. It's like a voodoo witch, like bringing this dude back to life. And then
for the Clap Clap one.
Yeah, it's super dope.
Word, okay.
And then the next song is a video, a follow-up video.
Word, okay.
Dope.
I'll check it out.
Oh yeah. By the way, their videos are dope. I just want to bring that.
All right. Nice. All right. Smino, Black Swan. I thought it could have been shorter. I thought the album could have been a little shorter. I thought the verses were nice. Like the lyric, like their ability to rhyme words, I thought was dope. That dude is up. I do remember seeing him featured on other people's songs as well. I think most namely Chance. Chance's album was when I actually caught him. I thought the features were really cool. I paid attention to the feature verses. I thought they were really cool too. I see what you mean about like some of it is just. When you said when you talked about like mindless, were you meaning more like, okay, they're just rhyming without saying something?
Yeah, I think
like the Spit Shine, it was cool, but it's just hilarious to make a song that's I got the feeling it was like partially about getting head for sure. Or am I wrong on that one?
I think so. I mean,
Spit Shine could be, I mean, it gets straight to the point, but like their ability to like the verses, I actually appreciated them.
I wasn't really referring to him when I was saying the mindless thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I just
talking about other Chicago rappers.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
That have a similar style. You know.
Okay. Because I thought his verses were cool. Like I thought he was very clever and witty in his verses, which I appreciate. That actually kind of, I don't know why that surprised me, because I wasn't super familiar with him outside of features anyway. But I was pleasantly surprised, and I love like his harmonies and his like the way he manipulated his voice. I thought it was impressive, and I know you mentioned like how melodic he can be as well. I appreciated the jazzy feel of this album too. I made sure to like write that and underline it. I thought it was dope. Now, for my two choices, I'm gonna go with the runner-up. So both of these, Mick Jenkins and Cleo Sol, was actually fairly tough to choose who was 1 and 2. But I had to give one to Cleo Sol. I'll speak about that in a second.
Hey, are we ranking them 1 and 2?
I think so.
I don't think we have to. I'm just doing it.
You don't have to.
I didn't know if that was a new thing or.
No, you don't have to. It was just something.
Yeah, it was just being innovative on the spot.
I was saying I could do it. I just didn't know that was.
If you're compelled, I mean, eventually, I think when we get to a certain point, then we're gonna like pit our number ones against each other.
Okay.
For like crowd participation.
Yeah, I'm just shit talking, but so Pieces of a Man. I thought this album was dope, yo. This It's not my first introduction to Mick Jenkins, but we can call it that because I haven't really gone in. I've heard other people listening to his music. I've heard you guys listening to his music and speak about it. I've heard of him, of course, and maybe heard songs here and there, but this was a wonderful first impression to we'll just call it an introduction, like a personal introduction for me. This shit was wonderful, yo. I almost got some bit of like a Section 80 feel on this album, at least in the beginning, like the first half. That shit made me feel good. It was cohesive.
Yeah.
Soft porn, the song is cold. I mean, it's so cold. My favorite song probably. This is another one where I have 6 favorite songs. The padded locks with the Ghostface verse was nuts. I appreciated that. I love the skits on this joint. I thought they were cool. I like when people put skits in their albums, man. I thought the production was amazing.
Yo, that song Gwendolyn's Apprehension.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
That's a song that I could also see that on like a Section 80 joint. I mean, even like the name too, but like I just
It was
like that feel.
like y'all know Gwendolyn Brooks,
Yeah.
right? Like famous Chicago poet. Black
Mhm.
Black woman, very, very prolific poet. I think he that's like a flip off of one of her joints.
Mm.
That song. The
I think
chorus.
This dude, I think he's just a dope ass rapper, man. I definitely added him to the playlist. It's one of those things where I hear it and I'm like, I can't believe after people's recommendations and hearing other people listen to him that I waited this long. It was that pleasant of an introduction. Like, damn, I felt like I was missing out all along, you know?
I think you would like the Healing Component, Aaron.
Okay. Oh, like his next one is another album of his?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely check it out, yo. He's clever, witty. He could tell stories. I think he'd be a wonderful storyteller. This dude, I have nothing but good things to say about this album, man. U-Turn is probably my favorite song. I just hit the U-turn and get down like a new perm. I wrote that down. I love that shit. People will say that they feel you, but they never fuck with the real you. And I agree. I agree, and I wish I didn't, but I feel like that's a very relevant theme. I mean,
the song "Understood" though, man. That's
yeah. That was a good one too. Damn, yo. Yeah, I actually have Understood, and let me just hold up, man. Get all these goddamn notes.
Man, it's comprehensive.
I'm not I just write it as I feel it. Yo, it was hard to pick a favorite song. I love this album, man, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was a wonderful introduction to somebody's discography. So that's Mick Jenkins as a runner. I hate to even use the term runner up, but that says how much I fucking love this Cleo soul, yo. This might be one of, if not the favorite album so far since we've done these at Volume 1 and Volume 2. Maybe just the way it hit me. This Cleo soul. Yo, I played my favorite song, I Love You, 17 times. Back to back. I'm not playing, dog. I'm not playing. Josh, you good? All right, so my top, I would say, is Cleo Soul Rose in the Dark album. Man, once again, I have zero critique. I have nothing bad to say about this album. It was cohesive. I love the production. No skips. It gave me the openness, the rawness of the Usher Confessions album. feel almost a little bit. How like open and I guess like raw she was. I think her voice is pure. I love the harmony. I love the layering of the vocals. Like I mentioned, I listened to the "I Love You" song, which is my favorite, 17 times in a row. Literally 17 times in a row. And I might turn that shit on while I'm making a sandwich after this. This album is incredible. It almost felt authentic, like this. I'm pretty sure this is not her debut album, but like I felt like she had the same purity and hunger and passion or whatever as like a debut album feel. That's how this made me feel. I love the topics that she covered. If that's what helped make it cohesive for me. I mean, there's so many songs that, I mean, Sure to Myself is another wonderful one. Butterfly is another wonderful one. Her Light is incredible. I mean, this album obviously did a lot for me. And it's hard. If I continue, I'm just going to keep praising it. So, I mean, I've said enough. I fucking love it, yo. This album was it's one of my favorite albums so far that we put on the list, for sure. So number one, not that we have to do it, but my favorite was Cleo Soul, and then the second was Mick Jenkins. But they were both pretty close.
Nice. So, is it me? On me?
I can go second if you want.
No, it don't matter. I know we're
go for it.
Following some. Okay. So, I'm gonna start with Smino. Okay, so I thought this guy was from St. Louis because when I went to like his album, it said like St. Louis rapper, Outkast, blah 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 blah. But maybe he moved to Chicago or something, or I don't know.
I've always known him to be a Chicago rapper. I didn't know.
I don't know. Well, but
So Adam, okay. I don't know if you got to say that if you're starting over, but yeah, apparently he is from St. Louis.
Okay. Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I could totally hear like the Chicago-ness. I mean, maybe he moved at some point.
Yeah, because I thought he was from Chicago.
Yeah, I did.
Because like
I just misled the people.
But the interesting thing though is like if you go to that album on Apple, it says, I actually want to read it verbatim. Crap. Should not take this long. All right, so if you go to the album, the description, it just says the St. Louis rap Outkast puts it down for a city. So I think it's clear that he doesn't sound like he's from St. Louis, and maybe that's where like the confusion for some people comes in,
right?
Because even the folks at Apple thinks something is up. So, but yeah. So I'll start.
But go ahead.
But yeah, I'll start with him. I'll start with like the beats or production or whatever words you want to use for that. I thought it was amazing, actually. I think what he has to say is great. For me, I didn't like the delivery of it, and I know that like it's kind of like these days, like there's definitely like a neo hip hop sound where it's like people are rapping and singing and everything in between. And for me, I don't necessarily love that sound. I'm definitely, I guess I'm just an old man when it comes to that, and I just like the old school, just throw on a repetitive beat and rap. Like that's kind of like my thing. But like I said, I do think like the beats are fantastic, and I do like what he has to say. It's like for me, it's just the way it's delivered. Yeah.
Okay, so my bad. He moved to Chicago when he moved for college.
Okay,
he moved to Chicago for college, and he's been repping pretty hard.
Gotcha. That makes more sense. Okay,
that makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right. So next up, Little Dragon. So I've definitely heard of them before. Uh, my wife used to listen to them back, I don't know, maybe like 2012, 13 time frame, and I would just hear, bits and pieces. For me, and then like I like for them to me, they're like a song band for me. So like I like specific songs from them. Um, and for me, a whole album is I probably wouldn't listen to a whole album of theirs, but there's definitely like a few songs I would pick, like, oh yeah, that's a great song. But um, and for me, I hate to say the same thing over and over again, but for me, it's like I think as great as the singer's voice is, I feel like the music could be less because her voice is so like good. I feel like they can tone it back a bit on like the production, or just do the production and then no singing, like kind of either or maybe be like a band. I'm over here trying to like regroup how their band should be, but if they like if they made some songs with like no singing, but with that same intensity of production, and then some songs they toned it back on the production and then had lyrics, I would be all in on them. But overall, though, just for that album, I would say like it was there was for me it was just a few songs that I liked, and I think that's probably what I would say uh, for them. Um, Mick Jenkins, Pieces of a Man. So this album I actually listened to twice. Because the first time I listened to it, um, I wasn't really paying attention, but which obviously isn't fair. So I listened to it again, and then on that second listen, I was actually listening, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm definitely a fan of this dude. And I've heard of him before, but I've never heard him until this, to the submission that you put in. And because I wanted to listen to like his latest, I think it was a mixtape, or not a mixtape, it was like one of the like an EP, I think it was. And it was on some list where it was like EPs, best EPs of 2020, the first half of 2020, and it was on some list. I was like,
I
okay, I'll
think
check
the
it out.
latest
But
thing is called like the Circus or something like that.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's in my library, but I just haven't listened to it yet. But now I'm definitely gonna listen to it now that it's been proven that he can, he's proven himself. um, but to talk more about this album, which is called, why did I back out of this?
Pieces of a Man.
Yeah. So about this album, kind of, I'm gonna just kind of echo what some of you already said about it. Like, I think, I think that his wordplay is good. I think what he has to say is also, I think it also, I guess, I mean, I don't have a lot of words to say for whatever reason, but it's just different. Like, it's not like a standard, hip hop album. So it's like I really like the song Ghost. Um, Let me look at the track listing because like I'm terrible with songs. Like I know the track when I see it. Like, oh yeah, that's the song I was thinking of. So I really liked Ghost. Um, all right. So like I really liked Ghost. I really uh I liked number 6, which was Barcelona, a lot. I don't say it's my favorite, but it's definitely up there. Um, like the idea of like him, like he was talking about like he was traveling and being looked at weird and stuff like that. And it's like I feel like that's been me before. So I guess that song really like resonated for me for some reason, even though not we weren't traveling in the same way, I'm sure. But Concentric Seduction was really good, and for me with that song, like I was listening to it and then I heard this woman singing, and I was like, man, that sounds a lot like Kareem Bailey Ray. And then I
Yeah,
looked
it's
at
the same thing.
the thing, and I was like, that is her. And so I really appreciated seeing her on this album because like I never even thought of her being featured on a rap song before. Just like she seems so like I don't know, just like she
In her
wouldn't
own
be on a
lane.
rap
Yeah.
album.
I
Yeah,
would say his collaborations, like overall, like are very fitting. Like not even
yeah,
just this album, just who he
Mhm.
collaborates with is always unique to me too.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely caught me off guard. But I was so appreciative of that because I haven't heard her in a minute. So it's cool that she's still out there, making music. And then let's talk about Cleo Soul. and I
Sorry.
I definitely share Aaron's admiration for this one. This is hands down. I mean, I know favorites and whatever, but this is definitely my favorite album of this round, and probably of the whole. Definitely top 3 of the whole thing.
Like when YouTube showed me her, I was like, dang, like the first song, I was like, dang, like I wasn't expecting all of her music to be dope too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and the funny thing about her, I actually heard of her before too. I didn't know what her name was at the time, but my wife plays. There's a song that she plays a lot. That's kind of how she does music that she likes. It's number 2. Why don't you? Like, so I've heard that before, and I like the song. So when that popped up, like, okay, I've heard that before, and then but I actually want to read what I wrote for this because I felt like a real like music reviewer for this because this one I actually got a chance to really sit down and like really listen to. So I was like,
talk. Go ahead.
So like super chill, an album you could have on in the background while having a good conversation, or something you can just sit and listen to with a joint or a bottle. Her message seems to be trying to uplift, whether it's her significant other, her future kids, or whoever decides to listen to this album. I like that she doesn't have to belt or be a powerhouse singer. Wonderful vibrato. Then there's this lyric that I put in quotations. Feel you treat me like a boy. That sounds like it would be an insult, but I found it interesting. She meant it in a good way. My guess is that she means he treats her like one of the guys, like no matter how romantic the relationship is, he's still super comfortable to just be himself like one would around his boys or whatever. Then I put Sideways is a charming song. Great runs, great vibrato, listen to at night. So that's all my notes.
Nice.
But yeah, that album I'll probably listen to probably like 5 or 6 times all the way through.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to that album. I kept listening to the album knowing I had to listen to the other ones. So I had to like legitimately stop myself from listening to it to listen to the albums.
Me too.
I like what you said, like about her honesty and her lyricism. Like she really is comfortable just telling you who she really is, and I really like commend that about anybody's music. Like, not that you even need to do that, but just to hear how open she is and how specific she's willing to tell you like specific things. I really enjoy that about her too.
Yeah, and for me, like I don't listen to a lot of music in this genre. Like I think Alina Baraz would probably, I guess you could say she fits in that genre. But I don't listen to a lot of, not like I used to. Like a good 10 years ago, I was all into like female vocalists like Nora Jones and Kareem Bailey Ray and that whole, I was really into that, but I kind of faded away from that. So this was like really kind of like a reminder, like to get back into that type of music because I really like female singer-songwriters or women singer-songwriters. And it just like, especially like at night, like that's just like the best, like just chilling at night, like, or if it's rainy and cloudy outside, it's like, that's just like the most relaxing. I don't think there's a more relaxing thing than that, really. And I like to be relaxed. So,
I said this about another one of them people, but their videos, I mean, her videos are pretty dope too. Look into that.
Dope. Yeah, go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta give it.
I was gonna say those are my 2. I mean,
okay, yeah.
Word, Mick Jenkins and Cleo Soul.
Yep.
Word. So I'm gonna say beforehand, I'm still gonna give like the whole synopsis, but this is a unanimous decision that Mick Jenkins and Cleo Soul are definitely my 2 of these.
Oh dang.
Because They call that a turkey in bowling.
Hat trick.
Well, a hat trick in hockey, right? Learned that from
Soccer.
Mighty Ducks.
Hat trick is the same thing in soccer.
Oh, in soccer too? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can keep this real concise, to be completely honest, just because I don't know that I can offer much that hasn't already been said. Smino, I think, was a really strong project. I really, really enjoyed it. Truth be told, I went back and forth between that and Mick Jenkins because I enjoy his flow, his cadence, his content. Unlike Adam, I do enjoy his sound. It just reminds me of that of a group of them, like the Chances, the young Vic Menses, not current Vic Menses, and like that group of people of rappers that I really enjoy. So I did enjoy that project. But I do think Mix overall is stronger because when I would go back and forth, you know what Mick Jenkins song solved it for me? The simplicity of, I do not know the name of it, but it's that one like dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
No. I don't know what song that is. I can't remember the name, but that song kept bringing me back in.
One thing I know about him is like you could tell he really listens to jazz music and just other music, but I think he really cares about his jazz influence in his music.
That's true. And so yeah, I kept his just kept bringing me back more. So that's why he took one of those top spots. The Little Dragon, admittedly, didn't care for it at all. Its overall ambience became very monotonous for me. And I'm sure that in previous parts of my life, I probably would have tuned into this really easily. But for whatever reason right now, it was hard to get through because I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't tune into it. It was a challenge. It was a real challenge. The Mick Jenkins, like I said, really, really enjoyed that song. Was probably the one that like kept bringing me back in. And I'm sure there were others as well, but I just enjoyed I enjoyed those kinds of simplicity. It's like when we used to always talk about "Kill You" by Eminem. I think that's one of like the greatest displays of complex lyricism to really simplistic beat making.
Yeah.
I completely and utterly agree.
And so I was like, even though that isn't necessarily like heavy with the lyricism, I just enjoyed the simplicity of it. Because it's even like on the Dreamville album, that song 1993. I appreciated that all of them tried to go real hard, and then there was that one person that's like, "Yo, we're not fucking rapping right now. We're smoking. Yeah. Stop rapping on like that." That callback was just really, really entertaining for me. So it kind of gave me that feeling is the reason why I bring it up. And the Cleo Soul album it's just everything, man. It's everything y'all said and more. I appreciate that I can clearly hear her influences of Sade and Erica.
Oh yeah.
I was like I was a little afraid to say like Erykah Badu, but I wanted to mention like I said before, like she has that honesty in her lyrics, and she talks about specific things like that just give you that imagery sometimes.
Yeah, that's why
I do see their similarities in a way.
I think Erica can be. I would still consider her. I would use the term raw in a good way, even this far in her career, like consistently being that way. I always appreciate that.
Oh yeah, she did a drive-in show with what's that dude's name? Mark
Rebulet.
Yeah. She did a drive-in show with Mark Rebulet that I saw this morning, and it made me feel so good because they would, he's like a big weirdo, but he's clearly, he clearly has like musical prowess.
Oh yeah,
and so
definitely.
I was like, and to see them play and to see them just be weird but musical geniuses in their own right, it it just made me feel good as a artistic weirdo.
Yes. Okay. What you put on your story. Okay. I never knew that. I never knew that dude's name, but I knew who he was. Now I'm putting two and two together. What you had on your story. That dude is he's dope, yo.
He's dope.
Yeah. He's dope as hell.
He really he found his lane.
Yeah. I had to comment on that story. Like, I already liked him, but now I love him when he brought Erykah Badu on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't even know he was in Texas. I didn't know that he was also from Fort Worth, Dallas. And so, or Dallas Fort Worth, whichever way you say that. But yeah, so that
I feel left out. I gotta see who y'all talking about.
Almost there. I'll go to my stories. It's in there. He's this white dude who like makes videos in his underwear and of him just like with an MPC and a keyboard just singing and building music like in real time.
He went on Sway too. He went on Sway Sway in the morning and did one from scratch. I was like, okay, that's the proper test. That's like the 5 fingers of death of beat making to like see if you really got that smoke or not.
Yeah,
like you do it from scratch in front of like.
Well, that's his whole thing. Like he's always building from scratch.
I always appreciate that.
Cool. And so I want to contribute. I wish I had more to say, but y'all covered all them bases. And so, I'm go ahead and transition over to my list since the mic is already hot, that and I got like 15 minutes before I need to go yell fuck 12 for like an hour.
I'll be quick.
So
so fun.
You said what?
Man.
I said that sounds so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Man,
bro, I missed this.
And yelling fuck 12. Oh,
I missed the skater protest in Atlanta. Man. It's like, damn.
So first we got these of course are in no particular order. First we got Mesmerized by System of a Down. We talk about anti-political angsty teenager that I was. This is the epitome of that. Shout out to Serge. I cannot think of his last name right now, but the lead singer and all of his brilliant lyricism. And while I don't personally appreciate that his voice doesn't sound as good live, recorded, love it hands down. I've always been a big System of a Down fan. I think they have one of the most hilarious songs about masturbation ever created. And this album, top to bottom, I won't even say top to bottom. I actually don't care for the last 2 songs. I can listen to them, but after Question, then I'm really okay. But that's still the majority of the album. Then we have the woman who I think puts the sentiment of perfection to shame, Leanne LaHoppe. When I say I will do anything to breathe this woman's air, I love her artistry. I honestly don't think she can do wrong. I haven't heard something from her that I was like, you could have did better, Leanne. Like, even with the songs that come to that aren't strong when they come at first, by the third listen, I'm like, yeah, genius again. You did it. Because she is magic personified as far as I'm concerned. And what was it? I don't even remember when I was introduced to her, but I do know it was solidified with her Tiny Desk. As Adam always brings up Tiny Desk. I gotta say her Tiny Desk is one of my favorite to date. When she smiles, my day gets better. And for anybody that's like, don't you have a partner, yada yada yada. Oh, we've had clear conversation about all of this. She knows she knows adamantly, and I'm not even gonna. I know I say all this gas as like a fan and an admirer and all of that. And of course, if I ever meet this woman, I'm not gonna be this person until the opportunity presents itself for me to be this person. But
I feel you.
of course, I know that she probably has faults and she probably has shortcomings and all that kind of shit. I'm not trying to put her on a pedestal. Yada 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 yada. At the same time,
Yo, it's like when Nelly said, "I'm just kidding, like Jason, unless you're gonna do it." Unless you're gonna do it.
I'm gonna stop myself from making any extra inappropriate jokes. Next, we have Nakane Torre. I didn't say any. Did not say Leanne's album. We're talking about Blood by Leanne Lehavis, her second album. I think that her first one was great. I think that her second one is really like the one that hit me most. Next, we have Brave Confusion by Nakane Torre out of South Africa. He is someone that I came across when I was at Afropunk a few years back. Every local act that was at Afropunk was extremely dope. And
in New York,
I had
in
Johannesburg.
So I didn't know they had Afropunk.
So it was the debut year of it in South Africa when I went. Okay. And so this was maybe, I want to say 2 years ago, something like that. Mm-hmm. And so me and a group of friends went. This was I was at a point in my life where a lot of things were on the up and up. I am blessedly like being recognized as like top choreographer in Chicago by these publications and all that kind of stuff. And so I paid for this trip on my own. I was like, I'm making a vacation for myself. I'm going out of the country. I'm going to go to this place that I consider another home, i.e. South Africa. And I'm going to be in what I consider like sexy Mecca Afropunk, because I love alternative Black folks, period. And so you present me in an environment that is full of African, just we can say Black, but across the African diaspora, fine ass women with all the punk lifestyle, wardrobe, piercings, tattoos, colored hair, all of the shit. Let me go. I'm about that. So as far as I'm concerned, this is heaven, and I don't know how you could tell me otherwise. So while I was there, this man was playing his set, and I was like, "Yo, this sound is like his sound is really dope." And the only way I can even like describe it is, I think his sound is a mix of Seal and Terrence Trent D'Arby. And I don't know if anyone really knows who those two people are. I think people know Seal because of the Kiss by a Rose.
Yeah, I love Terrence Trent D'Arby, man. I love Terrence. That song, "Trying to Do the Right Thing, Keep Doing It in the Wrong Way," whatever. That's my favorite song, man. I love that song.
Yeah, he has a song. I think it's called "Surrender." I'm not sure. And a song actually untitled that are like my favorites. But his voice is so prolific in the way that its range and the way it cuts through. But Nakane has this mix of those two sounds where the tone and composition of it like change throughout the song, and it's just really beautiful. And I had this moment where in the middle of his set, the frequency of it hit me real hard, where all the gratitude I had in that moment came to a head. And I started bawling in the middle of a crowd to the point where the woman who came on this trip with us looks at me and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes." And so I'm like looking up at the sky, like tears falling down. I look like Vegeta, like before he died. Like it was just a moment where I just felt all this gratitude, and I associate him with that because I feel like the frequency of his music is what made all of that, made all that realization of all that happen in that moment. Yeah. And so I just appreciated how honest his music is, how he kind of being queer in South Africa, to my knowledge, is a dangerous thing. And so for him to live inside of that truth very openly um, is just wonderful to see for inside of that bravery, no pun intended, on the album. And so like how some of the song titles are named after past lovers, I assume, and yada yada yada. I just really love his sound, and I love his composition. I love everything about him. And last but not least, we have Snarky Puppy, who I got into because of the Grammy Award-winning song "Something" that they did with Layla Hathaway. With that, wonderful woman decided that she was going to split her voice into 3-part harmony on her own, and
I remember that.
I was like, that my I could believe something like that happened, but I was also like, yo, who is this band? Because this band is ridiculous. And so I put in the album Ground Up, which I believe is their debut album, because again, the composition of every song is so versatile, so different, and so big that I just really love the fullness of the record. Okay. And so while I do love that album, Family Dinner, that Something Is On, I wanted to point out this one just because in my list, I wanted something that was almost purely instrumental, just for the sake of versatility. And so those are my 4 choices. And so not to rush y'all, by all means, if I'm late, I'm late. But yeah,
Yeah, listen, I'll be quick. Well, you go ahead, Aaron.
You sure?
That's how we're doing it. Yeah.
All right, I'll be quick too. I'm gonna just say my top 2, or the 2
no,
that
man,
I've chosen.
give me all that shit. Don't cut me short.
All right, let's go with Snarky Puppy. I thought it was dope, man. Definitely a very groovy album. You had introduced me to them years ago. You are my introduction to Snarky Puppy. I remember liking them on my first introduction. So I knew, well, I didn't know, but like I expected some dopeness going in, just because I remember liking what I heard previously. I thought their use of horns on this album is amazing. I wrote that down. I love the vibe on this album. It's very groovy. I love the bridges. Like, I like their use of bridges on this album, and how it kind of changed the tone a bit. Some of them almost had like a hip hop blend I really liked. I think I wrote down, such a juxtaposition of different sounds makes me smile. That's the best way I can say, yo, this album is dope, man. Let's see. Yeah, I said the jazzy feel. It's just a groovy feel good song. I mean, even with the blends, I think even with their blends, it just sonically, it happened in such a pleasant way for me. You know? Let's see. My favorite song, I think, it was Binky. I think, Binky is my favorite song. And I put Possible Dr. Dre on the bridge. I just thought like that bridge was so hard, man. And like it just had such a wonderful hip hop blend that I had to jot that down. And then like I think the last song is like Quartermaster. I think
Quartermaster
for this one. I just thought it was a wonderful way to end the project. Like a good, funky, fun, like New Orleans style. It just reminded me of being in New Orleans and like feeling really good. I thought it was a wonderful way to end it. So I thought this was a wonderful project. I can't believe that I didn't add that into. It's not a part of my 2, but I loved it. Let's see. Now, all right. The Mesmerize by System of a Down. Okay. I'm trying. Let's do it. You are also my introduction to System of a Down as well.
So ad.
Yeah.
I think it's tough. It was tough. Similar to like the Coheed and Cambria, it's I don't know how I can sonically appreciate something, but also not like it at the same time. Like I don't know.
I know what you mean.
It's something about it, and I'm open to harshness. It's almost like we talked about in the last volume where that song from Gnarls Barkley where Adam said it was too harsh.
Open book.
Open book. It's a similar feel of maybe the way. I clearly I don't have that many notes about this one because I wanted to freestyle. I wanted to freestyle and just go. I wanted to speak from the heart like Kanye, man. I want to speak from the heart.
You don't appreciate somebody yelling, "My cock is much bigger than yours."
Just like, man. Yo, but the musicianship I thought was like I'm like the musicianship was amazing for sure. Like I listened to it twice because I wanted to. I said I know there's something that I'm missing. There's something that I'm missing on this shit, man. I'm going to be honest and fair about it. The musicianship was amazing.
That's real.
I even think their voice on some of the tracks was dope. Like it just went well. But I was just like it was creative and witty. It was creative and witty. But as a whole, it just didn't stick to my ribs or resonate with me, man. And I don't know if it might be like that genre because I felt similar with the Coheed and Cambria. And it's always you putting me on and like opening me up to these new joints. So I appreciate that. But this one was a little tough. This one was a little tougher, man. But it was like tough in a good way though. Like it's like I don't want to be so closed off and rigid about my music, like listening, you know?
That's real.
So that I appreciated for sure. And the musicianship once again was incredible. I do want to make sure I say that. All right, now to the top two. Let's see. I went with Nakane. Is that how you pronounce it? Nakane Toure? I'm sorry.
Nakane.
Damn. I swear I was listening earlier, bro. I swear.
Nakane.
Yo, Nakane Toure. Toure?
Yeah.
Okay. Brave Confusion. Wonderful. What I liked most about it is like, once again, like I just felt like you spoke, you touched this already, but like the honesty and purity of his voice, his subject specific, his voice for sure, but his subject matters. I'm always a sucker for that. Just like knowing that you might catch a lot of opposition, or you might get hit in the comments hard for just being open and honest. I'll always be a sucker for that, man. In his songs, whatever the topic was, I felt his pain in the sad ones. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I felt his sincerity in every song on this album for sure. His vocal range, amazing, man. I feel like he should also do plays or could do theater like Michael Kilgore. I think is it like you know what I'm saying?
He's actually in a film that's on Netflix called The Wound in English. I forgot the Zulu translation.
Yeah,
Nakane or Michael? Which one?
Nakane.
Okay.
Yeah, you could tell from his videos that he you know he is a charismatic young man.
Yeah, yo, dude, he's I don't even know what's the right way to say it. Just sonically layered. I put like the production is great. It's just powerful, sonically layered in a wonderful way. Sincere across the board. The song The Hours has like a Gnarls Barkley feel to me. And I felt this pain in it. Like it's like that sincerity, even if I disagree with the topic or what their person's take on it, mine might be different. I can't help but respect somebody's sincerity. I feel like they're not bullshitting me, at least. They're giving it to me raw and real. Every track I felt that way. Goddamn. I wrote goddamn, actually. But it was almost cinematic, man. I'm like, damn, this is a wonderful project. And the last thing I want to mention that my favorite song on it is My Jonathan. The vocal range on that song is phenomenal, yeah. This is a wonderful project. Once again, this is like I had never heard of this guy, and this is a wonderful introduction to somebody's music. I can't say enough. Yeah. It's definitely added to the playlist, and he's definitely coming to the cookout for sure. He's definitely invited to the cookout for sure. All right. So I don't know who was 1 and 2 between him and Leanne LaHavis, right?
Yeah.
Both of these were wonderful. The album Blood, smooth, soulful, wonderfully strong voice. I am familiar with her previously. Not a full album, but like I heard some of her songs. I remember going like, damn, who the hell is that? And like, oh, this is her. Wow, okay. Like when I hear her music, I want to hear it more. Like I wish her albums were longer. Actually, I feel the same way when I hear like a Jill Scott. Like I just love that feel. I love what she's about. I feel like I love what she's about. I don't even know her, and I feel like through her music, I love what she's about, man.
Yeah,
like powerful, authentic. Like she was in her element, probably in every song on this album. Fierce. I wrote "Fierce" is a great like. I wouldn't want to stand in her way. You know what I'm saying, man? I put amazing intro to an album. Like with the Unstoppable joint in the beginning. Amazing way to start it off, man. Wonderfully melodic. This is about to be funny. I put on my favorite song, Good Goodbye, which I think might be the last song on the album.
I don't know.
Okay, I won't go into that. I'll be quick. But proper use of strings, the piano, and her voice make, and I put, what a threesome, what a marriage, what a threesome between the strings, the piano, and her voice.
Hey, I just want to say that this review is top notch, bro.
Yo, it is. That's the clip right there.
Yo, the strings, the piano, and her voice, what a threesome, what a marriage. And the last thing I put is, for this song, Good Goodbye, she knew what Eminem meant when he said, you only get one shot. She took it. She fucking took it, yo. You got one shot, you're going to throw this one out there, and everybody going to be hooked, man. This album, it made me feel good. Like even songs that might not even meant to be uplifting, they were more about to send perhaps a personal message or a personal experience. I felt good about listening to it. I felt good about her honesty, or I felt good about her authenticity, how powerful she was, and the fact that it felt real, man. It struck a nerve. So between Leanne LaHavis and Dakani, these two were phenomenal. I don't know which one was 1 and 2. They were phenomenal to me. All right. Yeah, phenomenal, man. Yeah,
cool.
So those are my 2.
All right,
Adam Marcus, who's going? Oh, yeah,
Adam. I really will be quick. So for me, let's kick it off with Nikane. So for me, I wrote for some reason I wrote down that he reminds me of Prince, but I think that was like one song. I think it might have been like the first or second song where I said that, and then after that I was like, well, not so much. But what I also wrote down, he reminds me of Muse, like the band, like the '90s band, because they're very, they're very like theatrical, and like when you said apparently you said he does shows, or you said he's in a movie or something?
He's in a movie. I don't know what else he's done, but I'm just.
That's a really good comparison, though.
Yeah, and for me, like, also I actually want to ask you a question, and this just can be yes or no because I know
Sure.
you got to go. But like, have you ever choreographed to his music?
No, not yet. Oh, actually, that's a lie. I did choreograph to Abraham.
Mhm.
It sucks because it wasn't ready to be choreographed to, but I did
Okay.
make a piece to Abraham.
Okay.
And so yeah, actually I have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's a
like
really good question.
just listen to it. It made me think that it would be something you would choreograph to. That's why I put that on there.
I
'Cause,
think
it
that
just felt,
sometimes too.
yeah, it
Hmm.
just felt
I
very,
wonder did he use this before?
yeah. And for me, like I put it would be fun to see a full like a show, like a actual like a Broadway production with like, you know, with like live, obviously live musicians, dance, like lights, acrobatics, like the whole like. I think for me that's what the album was.
Mm.
And for me, I appreciate that about it. But as far as just, I couldn't imagine myself just listening to it like I'm just at the house or driving. For me, it feels
Mhm.
too big to be that, and it would be
Okay.
something that I would prefer to see like a big presentation of, because that's just kind of what it made me think of.
That's real.
Wow.
That's dope.
I completely agree with that. Wow. That
Yeah.
was great.
Let's see. Leanne Lahavis. So I've definitely heard of her before. Definitely heard her music. My wife is she listens to her stuff, like especially like when she kind of first came on the scene and kind of blew
Mhm.
up. Um, for me, I like the album, but for me, I honestly prefer. I don't even know where I've heard this before, but I heard some of her songs like stripped down, where it's kind
Mhm.
of just like a guitar and her singing, like some
Yeah,
of the same
she made
songs.
another version of acoustic version of like 6 of the songs, and she released
Yeah,
that. So yeah, I know what
and
you're
I
talking about.
think I've heard that before, and I know this audio file isn't about that, but I do prefer her more stripped down stuff. Um, because I've been saying this since we've been doing this. I like simpler when it comes to music. For the
Mm.
most part, if someone's singing, I like the simpler version of that.
Mhm.
But like I said, it's still, I mean, it's obviously still a good album. It's just like I
Yeah.
can't with her voice. Her voice is so like it's powerful, but at the same time, she doesn't feel the need to like belt out,
Mhm.
all the time. There's some people that abuse that, like, oh, I can sing loud, so I'm just gonna do it all the time. And I love that she doesn't feel like she has to do that. Um, all right, so the last two are actually my two picks. So snarky puppy. I love that type of sound where it's like, instrument instrumentals. It's like where there's just musicians just playing instruments for the most part. Like I
Mhm.
like that. Kind of like what Aaron was saying, like it's a groovy sound. It just felt like something that I would just drive to. Like if I'm like heading to work, it's like that type of music I would like pop on, heading to work or coming back from work even. It's very
Mm.
drivable music. Uh, so for them, I definitely noticed they have quite a few albums to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah, they
So I'm
do.
definitely gonna like look into them because they're definitely confirmed in my like rented music library. So keep using that term.
Both of their whatchamacallits are great too. They're Tiny Desks.
Oh, I didn't even know that they had one. So I
Yeah, me
I
definitely
think
either.
they
have
have
to check
2.
that out. Okay, Def- that's definitely my thing, as I've stated. So, and then System of a Down, Mesmerize. This actually, when I saw this on the list, I was trying to be, like
Impartial.
impartial, but I'm very familiar with this album, and I actually really love this album. Uh, like I would say, I know they came out well before this, but when I got into them, this was like maybe like 2013 time frame. That's when I
Mm.
got into them. I know they were out well before then, but
Mhm.
for whatever reason, I got into them around that time. And like this album, I forgot what the other one, but the one with like, um, it's not about the album. So this album I really liked. uh, let me just go down some track listings. So like, this ain't even the right album. So obviously that probably their biggest hit is probably uh BYOB. That's
Mhm.
obviously
Yeah.
a good. I mean, there's very few songs on here I don't. I mean, I pretty much like every song on here really. Uh, I think violent pornography is funny. I don't know if it
It's
should be funny
hilarious.
or not, but it is. I really like radio video. I like a lot. I mean, it's just like I pretty much like everything on here. To be honest, I like Lost in Hollywood. Um, so in that album, like if based on what I've been saying that I liked more simple music,
Mhm.
it's probably shocking that I would pick this album. But it's for me though. It's still, although it's metal, it doesn't feel like there's too much going on because although it's metal, there's still a lot of very pleasant like sounds in the song, or even
Mhm.
like this, even like the lead singer. He's it's a metal album, metal band, but he's not like, well, sometimes he does scream, but but for the most part, his voice is very like almost Middle Eastern. And I think he is
I
has
think he is. Yeah.
I think he is. So like I really like that blend. So they're going to be my top pick from your list. So them and Snarky Puppy are 2 picks.
Word. Who the boy the splits?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because he picked two totally different.
Right. Marco.
So I'll take off. I'll start off with Mesmerize, System of a Down. Like Josh said, y'all pretty much said everything since I'm the last one. But like Adam just said, like with his voice, like I mean, obviously they've been around for a while, and we kind of are familiar with them. This dude voice is like very animated. I like
Mhm.
I don't know if I consider it range. Yeah, it's range. It's range. But it's just it's very unique.
Mhm.
His
It's
voice.
non-traditional.
Right, yeah, non-traditional, I would say too. But I really like the song Radio Video. It's just there's something about it that's excellent to me. Like, hey man, look at me rocking out. That part is like it's like for some reason it remind me of the 90s so much. Just
Yeah.
their whole vibe always reminds me of the 90s. And I don't know if it's because they were was it when they were biggest in the late 90s maybe or early
I want to
2000s?
say it was the early 2000s.
Yeah, probably early 2000s, but I really like that song. I think the album it's pretty like Josh said, it get at the end, like I'm not a big fan of the end of it. I'm not usually a fan of this type of music. Even though I know what to expect when I turn it on, it's still a little jarring. Uh, but once you get past that, I mean, it's just you gotta respect the musicality and the song structure.
Yeah.
In specific to me is something that stands out. Is like is very thought out and very particular. Like I can only imagine how it is when they perform. Uh, I'm sure that is very intense performance and just practicing. I bet is just it's pretty intense. So I like it. Um, let me get to another one. Okay, Leanne's Blood album.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy. I mean, just like y'all said, like her voice is always controlled to me. Uh her versatility as far as the type of music she makes is very wide range. Uh Actually she got 4 videos for the first 4, I want to say the first 4 songs.
Of this new album, yeah.
So It was I like the visuals to go along with it. The Unstoppable, dope. She gave me some pop in there, like it was well done. The songwriting, she said a lot of dope things, like some words that I like she used. I like her choice of words. Like
Yeah.
whenever somebody mentioned polarity, I just like that type of stuff, you know.
It's something about the build of the chorus for Unstoppable. I'm like a satellite spinning away. Like
Yeah, that
that
one.
whole thing is
Yeah.
like so genius to me.
Yeah, I like her themes, and man, I don't know why. I just want to mention her videos. Her videos are so dope, man. The song Midnight is really dope to me.
Yeah, it is.
The song Grow is really dope to me.
Yeah.
I mean, she's solid, man. She's very solid. Beautiful young lady, beautiful voice.
Understatement.
Facts.
Snarky Puppy is another, like, I feel like if you are sleepy or dragging, you got to listen to this. Like, it'll
Pick up.
definitely pick you up. Like, I have to agree with the horns. Like, the horns is really crisp, man. They crisp. The horns are crisp. And this another one. I was driving too when I was listening to it, so I was like, it was a pretty good feel. Like, it's something about the brass that's like a light treble type of sound that's pretty intense. It's big. It's another big sounding album. I got the visuals too. I checked out the visuals when they were performing, and it's pretty. Is you could tell is really dope live. It's probably best live. Just judging off the videos, like if
I
you
can attest to
eating
that.
or whatever
I've
you
seen them.
doing, like I'm sure it'll bring that intensity up, man. Yeah, you can't question their musicianship at all. I mean, it is what it is. They definitely professional. Real, like they definitely they just remind me of professionalism for some reason. The dude on the keys was killing it, man. The dude on the keys, when I was watching the video, like,
it's about Corey Henry.
is that Corey?
The black dude. I don't know if you knew his name. There's two dudes on keys, and the black dude. Which one?
It was actually a black dude too on the
That's
keys.
what I'm saying. It's a black dude and a white dude.
Well, in specific, like, he went out in this specific moment when I was seeing it, like, he was killing it in particular.
Yeah, his name is Corey Henry. He's a real dope musician. He has another band as well, because I don't think he's with Snarky Puppy anymore. His band is called Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles.
And who's
also great?
Who's the black dude on the keys?
That's what I'm talking about. Corey Henry.
Oh, I thought you was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny enough,
Corey
I do not know the white dude's name.
Okay. Yeah, Corey is on point, man. Corey is on point. Not that any of them.
No, everybody is. Yeah. There's this great video that I'm gonna send y'all if I can find it again, of him playing "Love's in Need of Love" by Stevie Wonder on the harpeggi, and it's like real dope.
Damn. Okay.
Okay, so snarky, that pretty much wrap it up with them. And I thought that the word snarky fits their sound for some reason. Even though I don't know what it actually means, it just
Yeah,
it
I know.
sounds good. It sounds like a good fit for their name. And last but not least, not pronounce his name again.
Nakane Torre.
Nakane. I was drawing a blank. Okay, Brave Confusion album. I was not expecting his voice, man. Like, I never heard of him before, but I think y'all mentioned like the range of his voice is phenomenal too. I think it's a good introduction to him. Like, I think I hear like some African type sounds in there, which is really dope. Like South African instruments, maybe. It's pretty dope. Again, his range, man. Like, I think it's the song. It's called like Utopia or something. Utopia, which was really dope. Again, I saw some his videos too, or a video of his work, and like y'all said, you could tell like his music is it take you for a ride. Like he's a charismatic dude. Like I said, like you could tell he has like a theatrical type of vibe to him. Like y'all pretty much said that, but you could tell if you watch the video, like, you know, he's kind of, I'm sure he overflows with creativity. But as far as the songwriting, just like some other artists we mentioned today, like he's genuine, you know, he's a genuine guy. You could tell that. Like I feel like, even though I haven't heard him before, I feel like he's being his truest version of himself at this point. Like, I feel like he maybe recently broke out of some type of insecurity about that, maybe, you know, like his is really secure. Like Cleo Soul, like you could tell she's being genuine in her music.
Right.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to say about that aspect of it. But for my top two, I will have to go with Leanne, with her Blood album, and
I love how you say her Blood album because it makes you think she got a Crip album.
double disc. I like the Blood version. And it was hard to pick a second one, but I would go with Snarky Puppy, just because, like, I don't know, I was feeling like that, hearing that type of music at the moment. Maybe I don't know, like
that's real.
But I just remember really vibing with it at the time. So, and I usually don't like. I like kind of, when it comes to this type of an ensemble, I will probably prefer more slower music or something. Or
that's a good number of their other albums are like that. This one's a bigger one.
Yeah, so it was kind of introducing me to more sounds in that way. So just for that reason, I'll give it the number two.
Word. So that makes you said Leanne was your other one, right?
Yeah.
So that makes Leanne and then Snarky my top two. I got a tied for two, and unless y'all rank the Mick Jink, unless we all rank these top two, and so if we rank the Leanne versus Snarky, and we rank Mick versus Cleo. Actually, I think Cleo won. So Cleo won that. So as a means of consensus of everybody having a strong top one, who's everybody going with between Leanne and Snarky Puppy?
Well, for me, it would be the Snarky just because I didn't even pick Leanne.
Yeah, you didn't pick Leanne, right?
I go Leanne.
Probably gonna have to go Leanne as well.
Well, that makes Leanne my top choice. All right, so cage match, battle royale, all 40s out. As always, this has been fun. Audience, we thank you for joining us.
Well done, y'all.
This is gonna get split again because
Yeah.
this is it's been a 3-hour
Sorry,
recording.
dog. Nah, this might be 4. Oh, this.
No, I got the timer going. It's a little
Okay.
over 3.
Okay.
And so we'll
Sorry, dog.
again. But we thank you for joining us. When we record next, we can do the whole intro and outro thing. And so we want to thank y'all for joining us. Even though we're purely talking about music and our experiences, we are using this as an opportunity to get to know each other in a different way through more dimensions, primarily through the experience of sonic artistic mastery, if you will, i.e. music. And so at the root of it all, it still remains that we pride ourselves on being forthright, vulnerable, and honest. And we want to thank y'all for joining us. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening.
I thought you was about to flex on the matter.
Nah, I'm stretching.
Trust, coexist. We can live in harmony. Yeah.
See, if he can't get love, he'll find a supplement. Express hurt outwardly or self-inflict cowardly. Everyone wants to belong. Everybody deserves a